without further ado, we're going to jump into
Yes.
our preview. Let's go ahead. What we're going to do is we're going to talk about playoff seedings, who we feel like is going to be 1 through 8 in each conference. We'll do the conference finals, NBA finals, who the chip's going to go to, and then we'll go through the awards. So, Jimmy, I will let you lead off with the Eastern Conference.
All right, Eastern Conference, we're going to go 11-1. 11 or first team, let's say, out of the play-in is going to be the Pistons. I think Cade Cunningham is going to have that type of effect on the team. And I really like the pieces that this young Pistons team has. In about 3 or 4 years, they might be arriving, but they're going to be the first ones out. Number 10 is going to be the Wizards. How's that chemistry going to look around Bradley Beal with Spencer Dinwiddie and half the Lakers roster that they traded in order to get Russell Westbrook? So that's at 10. At 9, you have the Hornets. Exciting on offense. I'm not sure about their defense. I need to dig into that a little bit, but they're going to be in the play-in. Number 8 is going to be the Raptors with Van Vliet and Siakam leading the team, and Nick Nurse again proving his mettle as a coach. He's got a championship, so I think he'll have him at the 8th spot. 7 is going to be the Pacers.
That was the you're missing one play-in team.
Well, I thought I did 10, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm going from
11,
11 to 1.
You're right. You're right. My bad.
So 8 Raptors, 7 is the Pacers. They're a lot like the Vikings, just a collection of B-plus players who play hard every night. You don't know who they are. You don't watch them on TV, but they're just kind of there at the end somewhere in the playoffs. They're fighting for it. So they're at 7. At 6, we have the Celtics. You have Tatum and Brown, your dynamic duo. I'm interested to see how Schroeder does. Hopefully he's coming back off the bench, and Marcus Smart being your full-time point guard. That'll be a bit of an experiment, but I think they have enough to make it to 6. 5, you have the Bulls between Levine and Vucevic, adding DeMar DeRozan and Lonzo Ball to that roster. I think they're going to be fun to watch. They're going to be good on defense. I'm sorry, good on offense. Questions about defense, but we'll see how they start out. But they've got enough offense to get into the top 5 in the East. Number 4, the Hawks. Now you're not going to surprise anybody. Now the target is on your back. So let's see just how good and how tough you are. They're at the 4 spot. 3, the Heat. They come back with Kyle Lowry, extra leadership. Lowry and Butler are going to make sure that Tyler Hero is on his game because he was not last season, too much into the life, too much into the fame. Still have Bam Adebayo, still have the right coach, still have those pieces. So they're going to be there at 3. 2, with or without Kyrie, you're going to have the Nets at 2. Patty Mills, one of the most underrated pickups this offseason. His leadership, his maturity, his effect on the locker room, his ability to run that offense, even coming off the bench. Huge pickup. Love Patty Mills. Several times over, he's a champion. He knows what they need in order to get there as the Brooklyn Nets. And number 1, of course, the Bucks. Still the Kings, still full of confidence, and still have, you would say, a solid playoff big 3. They're not a regular season big 3, but they proved last year when the lights come on in the playoffs that Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday can play at an all-star level to go along with all-world Giannis. So the Bucks are going to be there at 1.
Wow.
Yes.
That's pretty interesting.
Okay.
Let's
say you.
So what throws me off in here is that you completely excluded one team that surprises the hell out of me.
I might have forgot somebody.
Oh yeah, I am shocked.
Who's that?
So I'll explain as I go through mine. So we'll start at 11. We'll go backwards up as well as on the East Conference. So 11th, I have the Indiana Pacers. Even with Sabonis. And I'm not even sure LeVert's going to even play right now. I know that he was dealing with some health issues. Mm-hmm. He could probably be back. But the Brogdon situation is still weird. They just gave him an extension. There's a chance that he's going to end up being traded. He might be traded for Ben Simmons. So we don't know what's going on with that. The Pacers are trying to get Ben Simmons for him, and the 76ers are asking for more. And that to me is not – that's going to be a problem. So that's pretty crazy to me. Next up, we have the Hornets is right behind them. I think the Hornets are going to be a big growth. Even at 10, they're going to keep working towards in that play-in. They're going to eventually work themselves into playoff contention to where they're going to actually be a powerhouse. Because, I mean, LaMelo Ball is ridiculous. And then Oubre, meh. Commissioner Gordon, when he's healthy, meh. They've still got a lot of question marks on there, but I think that they're a really good team. Right behind them at 8, we've got the Boston Celtics. I think the Celtics will regress this year so that they can go back forward. New coach, new setup, new schemes. I don't know what they're going to truly look like, but I don't think that they're going to be that as great as they've been in years past. So I'm going to say 8th will be their seed. And then 7, the New York Knicks. I think they're serious. I think they're a legitimate team. I think that they are for real. I think that they're young. They added Kemba Walker, so they add a little veteran presence. The question is how healthy he's going to be. And I think he'll be healthy enough to get them to the 7th seed. I think that they will regress in comparison, but I think that health will help them with that. Number 6, Chicago Bulls. You're right. I love the Levine-Vucevic matchup. I think Lonzo adds a defensive element that they need and his dishing. And then, of course, DeRozan shooting the mid-range. Mid-range is kind of dead to a lot of people, but I think he's going to bring it back.
Okay.
5, Atlanta Hawks. I love everything about the Hawks. I feel like they are going to they're going to maintain that mid-range in the East for a while because they're still young. It's the only reason why they'll be in this range forever. When they get older, mature, and players decide to stick around together, especially when the new TV contract comes out, I think we may see them become one of the teams that will propel. 4, 76ers. Cannot believe you think that they're not going to make the playoffs.
Oh, there's a
Joel
reason.
Embiid is going to lead them to the playoffs.
There's a reason.
If there's anybody that leads them to the playoffs, Embiid will help them get to the playoffs, even with or without Ben Simmons. They're going to make the playoffs with him. I think that that's the one team that I feel like will definitely outdo the youth of the Raptors and everything because the Raptors don't have enough weapons in my eyes. Number 3, Miami Heat. I've been high on the Heat for years. 2020 was not a fluke. Last year, they spent a lot of injuries, and then, like I said, Tyler Hero was feeling himself a little too much. Mm-hmm. But adding Kyle Lowry, leadership out there at the point, him with Bam Adebayo and Jimmy Butler, yeah, they're going to do enough to be grinded out, get them at least to a 3 seed because they're grinding. Number 2, I struggled with my 2-1s for 2 reasons. So I got the Nets and then the Bucks. I'm asking the question to myself, do the Bucks care about the regular season? I went ahead and put them at 1 because they won the championship. So now they may try to go for the best record again. Right. But last year they didn't have the best record. They had the 3rd record. And they didn't really – one of those why do you care? Like regular season, do what you need to do, get a top 3 seed, then beat everybody's butt in the playoffs. Rest up. So I was kind of mixing up between the two. But I'm going to go ahead and say Nets 2, Bucks 1.
I would say with the Bucks, I think they are motivated because they know that they're going to meet the Nets at some point in the playoffs, and they want that Game 7 to be on their own home court this time.
I can see that.
To escape away, just Kevin Durant shoe length away. I mean, that's lucky. They're not going to have that happen 2 years in a row, so I think they won it for that reason. The Sixers, I left them out just based on the fact that, assuming that Ben Simmons wasn't going to be there, if they do have him on the court for a substantial period of time, yeah, I mean, they can be top 10, top 8. They'll go to the playoffs,
right.
But I don't think that they will. I do like Tyrese Maxey, who I think would take over as the point guard. I've never really been high on Tobias Harris. He gives you 20 points, and that's about it. And then Joel Embiid, I don't trust his health. I don't trust his maturity. I don't trust his leadership. I don't trust how difficult things are going to be for him. He doesn't even realize it yet without Ben Simmons. One problem will be fixed in the sense of their clash on the court, but that's going to create several other problems, especially on the defensive end. The Knicks, now, them I could put at an 8, 9, or 10 spot, but I feel like that team is too Julius Randle dependent, and I think they got exposed a little bit by the Hawks in the playoffs. I don't think anybody fears them. I think Kemba Walker is solid, but has injury issues, and there's nobody else on that team unless an R.J. Barrett was to propel himself into being a 20 to 22 point per game average type player. But I just don't buy the Knicks. I didn't really think of them when I made this list, and that's for a reason. Them and the 76ers, they have problems that I think once those problems become activated, they're going to be out of a playoff spot.
Okay.